Hey, planner friends, it's Nia. Welcome to Life with Nia. Today we are closing out the March 2025 budget. I'm going to go through everything that happened this month and where we ended up. Some good, some bad. I feel like for every subscription that I cancel, something else goes up in price. So I don't feel like I'm making any headway in that area, but we shall persevere. So we've got our month at a glance here with all of our bill due just to stay on track. We will come back to savings. Let's start with income. So I had estimated $78.83 and 53 cents. Actual was $68.53 and 51 cents. So that's about 1,030 less than what I anticipated coming in. I did not do anything to earn any miscellaneous or outside income, which would largely come from either a sinking fund inflow or destashing, recycling, anything like that. So we just had our income from our primary source of income, which for the most part does not change, may change in August, depending on what they ultimately, I don't know. I started to go down the rabbit hole and it's like, it's back to truck up. Depending on what they ultimately decide on doing. We don't know the amount, if there will be an amount. We also anticipate losing this telework stipend. So you don't know what your pay is until you get your pay, is the way that it works in state government here in California. And it's the most mind-boggling thing to me anytime I talk about it with anybody, because it's like I have been enduring this for 16 years and it's just what it is, and you just learn to live with it, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. So for the most part right now, this is what it is, and I know that. July, August, it will change, and I don't know what it will be. I won't know until I get my check in August what it will be. The change will be effective in July, though. Okay, so sales continue to be really low. I think this was the first time since opening the Studio Bliss Co that I did not receive anything. So I need to work on that. And then YouTube was for 2 months, so it ended up being $149.21. You have to at least have 100 for them to pay you out, so that's why it covered 2 months. Okay, over in the expenses, my rent did increase, so we went from $18.75 to $19.25. I just did not pay my gas and electricity bill. I'll pay those in April. This was the last month where I was able to use Luxbucks on cloth and paper. Quick story about that. I went in last night just to see if I could add them in. And I actually used the chat and it said that I could, but and the box is still there for you to put in a discount code, but it wouldn't accept the code. So I messaged them and asked them, like, can you use it or not? Because y'all had said, I think during a happy hour, you couldn't. And it may have come out in an email as well. But then the chat, just as recently as March 31st, was saying, yes, you can still use it. So they emailed me back and said, no, the chat is wrong and we'll fix that. So I redeemed it for nothing because I can't, I'm not buying anything else. So I ended up paying the full price because I didn't hear back from them until after it had already billed. Would I have canceled? Probably not, because I am interested in the travel theme of the box. So that ended up being, I think it's like $60 now. So I don't know that I'm going to continue on at $60. I don't feel like the box, it has not been worth $60. So we shall see. DEK is $60.05. The estate did come this month. I do save sinking fund for that, so that was $141.36. I was also able to use Luxbucks for the last time on that as well. It usually ends up being about $160 something for me with tax. So that is something else that I will also need to look at, even though I have a sinking fund for it, whether I want to continue with it at that price rate. Now, we did get a really nice, expensive vase, but I'm not a fresh flowers person. I may be able to put some not real flowers in there and do something with it, but I don't know I don't know if I'm going to continue on with that either. We will talk about the debt portion in just a bit. Everything else was pretty much the same. Over on the business side, everything is pretty much the same. My Instant Ink subscriptions, all 3 of them have increased. So I don't know what the new amounts are going to be just yet. I don't even know what I don't even remember what the before tax amount is, but you know, I can't decrease these 2. I pretty much go right up to my limit on pages. I did decrease the laser printer. However, it will be a month before it takes effect. So they're going to bill me again at the new raised rate, and then it'll go down from there. Microsoft went up from $7.99 to $9.99. Apple wants me to go up to a $9.99 plan, and I refuse. So it's just everything has gone up. I tried to contact QuickBooks today to decrease my plan. What I really want to do is just take the tax piece off of it because I don't use it to file my taxes, and I could not get good information from the person that I was on the phone with. Like when I go in to do it, it tells me I'm going to lose things, and I don't want to lose any of my reports and things because I have not done my taxes yet, and my CPA needs those things. And so it does say I'm going to lose some of that. And the girl was like, no, you're not going to lose it. I said, I'm looking at this and it's telling me I am. Like, first of all, she wasn't going to do it on her end. I had to walk through. I didn't need her to walk me through it. I know how to go in and change it. The reason I called was because of what it was saying, and I needed to confirm whether or not I was going to lose the things or not. It also didn't have a price on it, so I wanted to know what the price difference was. And we skipped all of that, and she was just like, well, let me walk you through the steps. I said, well, can you answer any of my questions first? Because the whole point of me calling wasn't to ask how to do it. It was to find out what features would go away and confirm whether or not I was going to lose reporting that I need to file my taxes. And so she's just like, no, you're not going to lose anything. I said, taxes are due in 14 days. I don't understand why your website would say one thing and you would say another. I don't feel comfortable with that. Like, can you clarify with someone why it's saying this? And it's like, even when you look at the options of plans, it's like not checked off anymore. So to me, that means I'm not going to have it. And I don't want to have a problem with the IRS. So I need to know one way or another if I'm going to lose this information. So she put me on hold. She came back and she's like, no, they said you won't lose it. I said, well, why does your website say something different? Like, that's the whole point of me calling. Like, how do I know? So, cause once I lose it, it's like it says you can't get it back. I just I don't understand. Like, I'm just not comfortable with that. And she hung up on me. So I never got an answer. Horrible. Any recommendations for bookkeeping? I'm here for them. I only spent $11.90 on art in March. My internet was down from 70 something to 69.88. It'll go back up next month into the 86 with the new thing that I'm on. It was prorated. Shopify was $348. Cash envelopes we stuffed 1,270, transferred over 120 for car insurance, 20 for home insurance, 20 for Shopify, and 175 for utilities. Then nothing going on over in sinking funds world. That's all part of the cash envelopes as well. On to debt. So I had a goal to pay off $2,000 this month. That didn't happen. We were down $87. So I can just at least say we're down. That's where we're at. Pretty much everything went up. So for the Amazon, We went from $67.28 to $61.98. Honestly, that was garden stuff. Venture $69.99 and 25 cents. I put those cadence things on there, and then I went back and made a payment, so not too far off. Ally, I did pay down $1,000 on, so that's at $23.87, and then Wells Fargo $1,452. So total ended up being $29,230, and we were at $29,317. So we decreased by $87. The goal was $2,000, so we did not make our goal. And that is what it is. And then let's look at our... So savings this month was $717.14 from the savings challenges. Then in addition to that, we had $20.19 in interest from our Ally High Yield. So that went to the Nomad Fund, and then $2.45 in interest from the business high yield. So that went into the profit account. So total savings was $739.78. I also had a CD where I had moved $2,500 into this CD from my vacation savings. So that matured, and I received $58.80 in interest from that, which all went back to the vacation fund. Okay, so let's look at goals. And then we'll look at the Q1 focus. So goals this month were to save $700 from savings challenges. We did that. $600 to the venture. Didn't do that. Track expenses. Did that. I wanted to pay off Ally. I did not. However, I did pay $1,000. I wanted to save $250 to the Nomad Fund. I ended up saving $210. We just talked about debt under $2K that pay off $2,000 in debt. Did not do that. So put that down. I didn't make any contributions to, at least I don't think, I need to double check. I don't think I made any contributions to my Roth or solo 401k. I did not pay $600 on Amazon, and I did no destashing. So that is where we ended with our goals. For our Q1 focus, we did not meet the debt down by $7,500 goal. Oops, that should be an X. And we did not meet the Roth or the solo 401k $500 a month contribution. I did no Q1 self-care. I'm going to put a question mark here because I tried to change my plan, but the people over at Intuit couldn't answer my question, so I'm still on the same plan. Trying to change. Nothing happened on the Shopify Collective. I have, I'm going to move this over to Q2 because I still have time to figure out what I want to do here. This is about funding my Roth for 2024 and my solo 401k for 2024. So my Roth I have until April 15th. My solo 401k I have until October to fund for 2024. And I just don't know. I got 2 weeks to figure it out for the Roth. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. I don't know if the money will be there. We're pulled in too many directions at the moment. I know I didn't for March, so we're going to say no on the venture. I think I did January and February. On On the, for the Ally, I did exceed the $600 a month. My goal was to pay it off though, but I did get the $600 a month, $1,800 total. Spring planner sesh box I had down as a maybe. We're not doing that. D-Stash 31, we did not do that. And D-Stash clothing, we did not do that. So I need to work on my Q2 goals and set those up. So that is where we ended for March and Q1. Let me know if you do quarterly goals, and if so, how yours went and how your March budget went. Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to hit that like button, and I will see you back here next time. Bye.